Talk Sports.
We are sports. We are Southeast.
The Willie Nelson portion of the 2017 schedule continues in San Francisco. We can't wait to be on the road again. And what better place to start a road trip than AT&T Park, the home of the San Francisco Giants, who are struggling way out west. Hopefully those struggles will continue in Game 1 tonight. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe, welcome to AT&T Park. Braves had a winning road trip last time out. Let's hope that continues starting tonight as the Braves face a San Francisco ball club that's really struggling way out west.
They got a couple of problem areas for sure, and one of them is their offense. They're not scoring enough runs, and even though they've won 9 of their last 15 ball games, they are suddenly on a 3-game slide coming out of Chicago. They are dead last in the National League in home runs and tied for last place in home runs in the major leagues. 14th out of 15 teams in batting average. They have some key guys hurt. Needless to say, the absence of Hunter Pence and Madison Bumgarner is a big blow to this ball club. But beyond that, they also have some problems in their bullpen. They can't get to Mark Melancon, the closer, because nobody has stepped up to be a bridge between their starters and Melancon. We'll see if the Braves can capitalize on that.
But don't tell Matt Cain that. He is starting the game for the Giants tonight, and at home he looks like the Matt Cain of old, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got really weird home road splits, and he's got weird splits between April and May. He got off to a great start, and then all of a sudden May has not been kind to him. But he's a different Matt Cain. He's more of a sinker baller, breaking pitch guy. He's recreated himself after a rash of injuries, and this season at home, well, you see right there, 3-0 with a 1.19 ERA. He loves pitching in this ballpark, which has always been pitcher friendly.
Another man that likes pitching against this team and in this ballpark is the man starting for the Braves, and that's Jaime Garcia, who went 8 last time out.
I think it was by far his best outing as an Atlanta Brave, and believe it or not, it was a loss because he got hooked up with Steven Strasburg. But anytime you strike out Daniel Murphy twice in one game, you got some good stuff working that day. And he did. 8 innings, no walks. And that was the first time he hadn't walked a bunch of guys in about 4 starts. 8 strikeouts. He's also got good numbers against the Giants, and his ground ball percentage is up. That's a good thing.
So let's see if the Braves can start the road trip on the right foot. It's Game 1 on a beautiful night for baseball in San Francisco. More from AT&T Park as we get you set for the Braves and Giants Game 1 right after this commercial break.
Xfinity. Xfinity X1. Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Delta Airlines. Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all, for less.
Well, welcome back into AT&T Park as the Braves begin a 9-game road trip starting with the Giants right here tonight in San Francisco. Third baseman Adonis Garcia began his rehab tonight in Gwinnett. He was supposed to come back on Monday or Tuesday. That has been pushed back to Cincinnati. But Rio Ruiz has been doing a great job filling in for him. He's hitting .320 in 8 games with a home run and 5 runs scored. So what's the plan? Whenever Adonis does get back from Gwinnett, I'll let the skipper, Brian Snicker, explain it all to you.
He's going out today, start his rehab.
Today?
Yeah, he'll play his first game today. He's scheduled to come back when we open the Cincinnati series.
Okay.
Because he's going to play some games and there's off days built in and all that. So just to make sure everything's good.
You mentioned the other day about Adonis when he comes back probably not playing every day. Can you just explain again kind of the plan?
I don't know what's going to happen. You know, like I say, that's still going to be up in the air, and it's, you know, Rio's here. He's doing pretty good, and we'll, you know, probably, I don't know, right now probably split it up a little bit and maybe, you know, try to get again a productive, really productive position out of both of them.
So all signs indicate to him staying on this roster. He spent an hour and a half working outside with Ron Washington today, Chip and Joe. Hopefully this team can get some offense and good pitching rolling today in Game 1 versus the Giants.
And they'll need both of those things, Kelsey, in Game 1 because Matt Cain's on the hill for San Francisco. As Joe mentioned a moment ago, he has been very tough on his home mound. And the Braves, coming off a winning homestand and a winning road trip a few weeks back, line up this way in Game 1 of the series. The Toyota starting 9 features Ender Inciarte, Brandon Phillips, and Nick Markakis, first, second, and third. Matt Kemp, former Dodger, has played in this park an awful lot. He's the cleanup man. Adams, Flowers, Rio Ruiz, Dansby Swanson, and Jaime Garcia hitting 7th, 8th, and 9th. And which Matt Cain will the Braves see tonight?
Well, Matt Cain's from our corner of the world. He's born in Dothan, Alabama, 32 years old, 6'3", 230, injury plagued seasons the last couple of years. He got off to a very good start in April. May has not been that kind to him with a high average, high ERA, but he is outstanding here in this ballpark. As Chip said, 3-0 with a 1.19 ERA so far on the year. He's more of a sinker baller now, more off-speed pitches than when he was a power pitcher.
So another big crowd filing in still here at AT&T Park for Star Wars night. Wind is blowing as it usually does, and it's gailing out toward the center field scoreboard. We'll see if the Braves can elevate some of those Cain pitches and jump all over him early and earn their 21st win of the year. Absolutely perfect baseball night. Giants in their home orange alternate tops, and Cain's first pitch is in for a strike. 58 degrees at first pitch. Ender Inciarte having a gigantic May. 34 hits for the Atlanta center fielder, and his average has climbed all the way up to 289 for the year. And that one is lifted out of play left side, and Inciarte is behind in the count.
Tied in the National League for most hits with Charlie Blackmon. His teammate not too far behind.
And a swing and a miss at a breaking ball takes care of Inciarte. 1 up, 1 down for Matt Cain, who has struck out 34 men now in 48 big league innings.
Well, expect to see a lot of this. He's always had a good curveball and a changeup. His fastball, though, is topping out at 88 to 91, somewhere in that range, as opposed to his prime of mid-90s when he was really rolling with the Giants.
Yeah, there was a stretch from 2007 to 2012 where Matt Cain pitched over 200 innings in each one of those seasons. Injuries have really sapped him the last couple of years. And this was an elite pitcher, 3-time world champion, 3-time All-Star. Now trying to rediscover the magic for a Giants team that needs a lift with Madison Bumgarner hurt and out until, we guess, the All-Star break, if not thereafter. Quickly, 2 strikes for Brandon Phillips. The Braves second baseman hitting .308.
Fans are still filing in here for this Friday night tilt. They have a string of 510 consecutive sellouts at AT&T Park.
One ball, 2 strikes, and Phillips grounds towards second. Tricky hop handled. Arroyo makes the play, and Christian retires Brandon Phillips. One thing the Giants do extremely well is catch the ball. They've made just 23 errors as a team this year. Posey's playing first base today. Nick Hundley's behind the plate. Nunez, Crawford, Arroyo around the horn. Ruggiano, Span in center. Brandon Belt, who we've seen a lot at first base, is playing left field, which historically has been a black hole for the Giants. That's been a real tough position for them to fill over the last couple of years. So Belt's out there tonight with 2 outs. A strike for Nick Markakis. It's been a while since the Braves have seen Matt Cain. In fact, they haven't seen him since 2015. He is a different guy, so we'll see how Atlanta adjusts the first time through the order. As that one's hammered toward right field, and that's over Ruggiano's head, and that's going to bounce up against the fence. Nick Markakis on his way to second. He'll stop there with 2 outs. Nick has 12 doubles now, and that'll bring up Matt Kemp.
Well, what's new? Nick Markakis is back out on the road, and he is tearing it up. That's 4 straight games that he's hit in overall, but away from SunTrust Park, is where he's been doing the most damage. A .368 mark, great on base and slugging percentage.
The fan below us is all over Matt Kemp. He's wearing the Braves uniform, but for the Giants fans, Matt Kemp will always be a Dodger. Runner at second with 2 outs. And that's a high strike. Kemp has seen Matt Cain 61 different at bats. He's got 15 hits, 4 of them are homers. And he's done excellent work. 7th in the National League in hitting, and as Joe mentioned, 32 hits this month. So the right guy at the right time. And a fly ball hit toward Belt in left, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Jaime Garcia is ready to go to work in San Francisco. No score. Score. Jaime Garcia goes to work for the Braves. He'll face the 20 and 29 Giants.
Here's an interesting number on Jaime's. First 60 pitches, he is handling things just fine, thank you, but he has a lot of walks. And when you think about those 14 walks over a 60 pitch stretch, that might be in the first 3 or 4 innings. So he's got to cut down on those. And after the 60th pitch, things start to go up. So that's something Brian Snitker has to keep an eye on. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. Well, another thing that's going up is his ground ball percentage. That's a great thing for Jaime. He's now 4th in the league in that category at 54%. And he's had good numbers here in this ballpark. 2-1 in 4 starts with a .325 ERA.
And he'll face Denard Span, the Giants' leadoff man and center fielder. Span's been bothered by a left thumb sprain. Didn't play Monday and Tuesday. We'll see how the hand's feeling tonight. As Jaime's first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. This is a Giants team that is dinged and dented. Just about every spot on their lineup. As Joe mentioned, a lot of prominent players are still hurt, including Hunter Pence. And they're trying to desperately hang on out west. 11 games behind Colorado. And losers of 3 straight. Broken bat grounder out to Brandon Phillips. He'll make the play to first, and Span's retired for the first out. Giants come home after a 3-4 road trip. They lost their last 3 games to the Cubs and allowed 11 homers in that stretch. Brandon Belt's third, Posey's fourth. Posey 7 homers, 11 RBIs this year. That's amazing. Brandon Crawford, their shortstop. Christian Arroyo, their young second baseman, batting 8th, and he's in a dry spell at the plate too. That's Bruce Bochy, his 11th season as the manager of the Giants. One of the game's great skippers. Eduardo Nunez is the Giants' third baseman. We saw him last year with Minnesota and again with San Francisco. The Giants got him in a deadline deal with the Twins.
He's on a good roll right now. He's got his average up to 277. He's got a hitting streak working.
And Jaime dropped that in for a strike. It's 0-2. Nunez has been battling a hamstring problem, but he has hit safely in 11 straight games. He bats with the bases empty, 1 out.
Well, you can't play for the Giants right now unless you have a hamstring problem. I don't know what the deal is with that. Majority of their players that they've had on the DL or are on the DL have bad hamstrings, strains or pulls.
Jaime's ready, and his 0-2 pitch is slowly hit toward Rio at third. Bare hand try. He flips to first, and a infield hit for Nunez, who came to a skidding stop past the first base bag. So that extends his hitting streak, and the Giants have their first base runner.
Is it just me, or are Braves pitchers getting plagued more and more by these swinging bunts?
Bunch of them got Bartolo in Atlanta yesterday. In fact, there were back-to-back infield hits against him in the Pirates' 5-run second that sealed the Braves' fate. So here's Brandon Belt. Belt hitting .244, 9 homers, 21 RBIs. So Garcia's gotten the ball on the ground twice. The Giants have their first hit. And fouled back to the screen. Do have to keep an eye on Nunez. Even with the hamstring issue, he will try to steal a base. Nunez is 12 out of 14 so far this year in stolen bases. He has 12 of the Giants' 26 steals all by himself.
Yeah, they're 6th in the league in that category.
That's twisting into the seats foul. It's 0-2. Belt had a 17-homer year last season, drove in a career-high 82 runs, played 156 games. And a swing and a miss. Garcia struck him out on 3 pitches.
Great job there and a good pitch. Lefties really scuffling against Jaime. They're only hitting .211 for the year against him coming in. Good breaking ball. And again, struck out 8 in 8 innings against the Nationals last time out.
So here's Buster Posey. A rarity for him. He's actually getting to hit with a man on base in front of him.
Runner goes, got a great jump. And the throw to second will have no chance, as Nunez in scoring position in front of Posey with 2 outs.
That was a good deke. He's kind of standing there like he wasn't going to do anything or go anywhere. Big high leg kick by Garcia. Gave no chance to Flowers to have a crack at him.
So Buster Posey, with maybe the oddest statistical line in the National League, is the man in the box. First the pitch, which is right back up the middle. Phillips to his right, makes the play, and the throw to first is in time. Buster Posey hitting .345 with 7 homers and only 11 RBIs. We'll talk more about that when he comes up later in the ball game. We're through a scoreless first. Let's go. No score. Matt Adams will come to the plate for the first time against Matt Cain here at AT&T Park. Matt's done a good job. He's got an extra base hit in 4 straight games, which matches a career high long extra base hit streak for him. Let's see if he has an idea of how to hit Matt Cain. Delivers a 87-mile-an-hour fastball.
I'd say based on what we saw in the first inning, the guys are going to have to make some adjustments on what their expectations are and maybe look for something more off speed early in the count.
Pop fly foul over the Giants dugout and into the seats. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball pretty well hit left center field. Belt is back onto the warning track in front of the 382 mark. Adams hit it hard but is retired for the first out.
It's no surprise that the Giants don't have a lot of home runs. This ballpark is a pitcher's haven, especially from left center around to the right field line. Ball doesn't jump out of here like you would hope it would, but it's just a very spacious ballpark. Tough to hit the ball out. That ball that Adams just hit was probably a home run at SunTrust Park.
So the last 2 outs have been hit to left by the Braves hitters. Tyler Flowers bats and takes a strike. Tyler's good year at the plate continues. Very impressive numbers, 14 RBIs and a high on base percentage. He and Kurt Suzuki have been terrific. Two balls, one strike. The adjustments that CAIN made served him very well in the month of April. He had a 2.30 ERA. That has since ballooned to almost 8.5 runs in the month of May. And a shot to right field is a base hit for Flowers. So that's the second Atlanta hit. Comes with 1 out here in the second.
Another case of missed location. Watch this. Hundley wanted that fastball in, but it started away and stayed out there, and it was up, and Tyler Flowers is not missing mistakes. How about these numbers as a catcher? His at bats coming as a catcher: first, third, and seventh. And he doesn't play every day.
So his road trip off to a good start. Here's Rio Ruiz. Rio coming off his first career 3-hit game. His batting average up to .320.
I really appreciated what Rio's done the last couple of days, hitting the ball the other way. And that was after the day that he had hit a home run, which I think was Saturday, maybe Friday, beg your pardon. He wasn't trying to hit every ball in the chop house. He was going the other way.
He took that one tomahawk high for a strike. It's 1-2. Flowers leads at first, and the pitch from CAIN is taken way high. Runner goes, and it's banged to the right side. The flip to CAIN covering the bag in time. And Rio Ruiz moves Tyler Flowers up 90 feet. And that'll bring up Dansby Swanson. Dansby's batting 8th. You've got Garcia, the pitcher, 9th. First base is open. Let's see how San Francisco approaches the Braves shortstop. CAIN's been efficient. He's thrown strike 1 to each of the first 7 Braves hitters. And that's cued foul to the right side. It's strike 1.
Even when it appeared that Dansby was looking for a first pitch curveball, he couldn't wait back long enough.
Flowers getting a good lead out at second base. And Dansby digs in, down a strike. And that one's popped out of play, foul. You mentioned the adjustment, maybe going up there looking for something that's not a fastball. Is that hard to do as a hitter?
No, not if you stay with it. I mean, if you program yourself to say, I'm waiting on a curveball, or a change up, and I'm not going to swing unless I get it until I get 2 strikes.
That's where Dansby is here. And Cain comes set. And he threw him a fastball over the outside corner, and Dansby took it for strike 3. No runs, a hit, a man left, no score. Bottom of the second coming up as Matt Cain has his second strikeout in Game 1 this weekend.
Your local Ford dealer, and the Georgia Lottery.
Really is amazing how this beautiful ballpark is nestled in between the waters of the San Francisco Bay and the China Basin area. Not a very big footprint at all, but boy, is it a spectacular place to catch a major league game. And Braves fans still show up in great force when Atlanta makes their one and only trip out to the West Coast.
13 acre footprint. They did everything right. They just forgot the bullpens. Had to cram them in there.
That's a little bit problematic.
Uh-huh.
As Justin Ruggiano digs in, he'll start things off against Garcia. Well, Joe, maybe they were so optimistic about their pitching staff they figured we just don't even need relief pitchers.
We only sign guys that go 9.
9 every time. 1 ball, no strikes. But that oversight, I think, has really added to the charm of the park. It's sort of the West Coast version of Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
That's what Wrigley Field used to have. Bullpens down the lines. Yeah, it's bounced foul past third. We'll do it again. 2 balls and a strike.
Here's a guy that's kind of resurrected his career. Justin Ruggiano. He's only hitting .222, but he was kind of out of sight, out of mind for the last year and a half, 2 years. And when he was with Miami, boy, we liked him a lot. Good player.
He had an 18-homer year with the Marlins back in 2013. He's not a guy that's hit for a hugely high average. He's a career .258 batter. Last year, just 9 big league games as he bounced between Texas and the Mets and their AAA clubs too. Now getting a chance to play with the Giants as he hits one toward Rio at third. And he makes the toss across in plenty of time. And Ruggiano is out number 1. Here's Brandon Crawford. Back-to-back Gold Glove winner at shortstop for San Francisco. This guy is an elite player. And he's killing left-handed pitching this year, including an impressive 6 for his last 12 streak against southpaws. And that's taken upstairs, ball 1.
He was on the disabled list too, although I'm not sure if I know why. I'm going to guess hamstring, but I don't know. They are 15 and 17 with him in the lineup. 5 and 12 when he's not. He's the kind of guy, he's such a good offensive shortstop that I could see him winning an MVP someday because of what he can do. Power, can hit for average, and he hasn't made an error in 27 straight games, covering 117 chances. Only 1 error on the year.
One ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty for Crawford. Giants hitting in the second. And that's whistled into the seats to the left.
We've come to really appreciate the backstop and the screens that extend down past the dugouts at SunTrust Park. AT&T Park has probably the smallest backstop in baseball. You gotta be heads up.
1-2 pitch is grounded toward Phillips. He glides to his right, makes the play and the throw. 2 down.
Not sure if that was a changeup or a sinker. I want to say a changeup because it wasn't thrown very hard. That was a breaking ball. He just rolled over the top of it. Good pitch.
Everything on the ground or in the glove of Tyler Flowers so far.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's keeping his infielders busy.
And now Nick Hundley is the Giants catcher tonight. The Giants signed him to a 1-year deal after Hundley had a 10-homer season with the Rockies last year. And that's up and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
There's that ground ball percentage this month at 68.4%.
You saw Alex Wood on that list. Alex Wood is pitching for the Dodgers tonight. Former Brave is 5-0 with a 188 earned run average.
Good for him.
He and Jake Arrieta squaring off down at Dodger Stadium tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, base is empty, and Hundley looks at one in the dirt. It's 2-1. If you are a backup catcher, usually you play 35-40 games a year. If the #1 guy is as good as Buster Posey.
Sure.
The advantage for Hundley is Posey can also play first base very well, so Hundley's going to get more playing time than a prototypical backup might. And that saves the wear and tear on the knees and back of Buster Posey. Keeps his bat in the lineup and gets Hundley in the game too.
29th game out of 50 for Hundley.
Fly ball foul by Garcia. Now the count's full at 3-2. You mentioned how impressively Jaime pitched against the Nationals. 8 innings, 101 pitches, no walks, and only 1 hit came with 2 outs in that game for him.
Which is an improvement. He's had some 2-out problems. I believe this is his first 3-ball count tonight.
Let's see if he can finish him off. Into the front row of the upper deck.
But he's had an excellent batting average against him from a pitcher's standpoint. Came in at 228. That's outstanding. But there's other base runners that are getting on that are causing more problems than he'd like, because before that start against Washington, he had had consecutive starts of 4 walks, 5 walks, and 5 walks. Too many.
Struck him out looking. Hundley was ready to make his way to first base. And Jaime Garcia has his 2nd strikeout. He'll lead off the Atlanta 3rd.
You buy your local Toyota dealer. Let's go places. And SunTrust.
With Joe Simpson, Kelsey Wingert, and our great Fox Sports crew, we welcome you back to AT&T Park. A look at the home of the Giants across from the statue of the great Willie McCovey and McCovey Cove. And if you're a TV director or a fan with a mobile phone and a great camera, this is a place where you can easily fall in love. Like SunTrust Park, there is not a bad seat in this house.
It's a great place to come from Georgia in the middle of the summer. Coming from rainy, damp, chilly Atlanta to 58 degrees was not all that exciting.
Along with Debbie Downer, welcome back to AT&T Park. Now you're right, it's usually a refreshing road trip. As Garcia fouls one off Hundley's glove, it's quickly 0-2.
Maybe I should have phrased that differently.
I know what you meant.
Maybe it's that I'm usually more excited about 58.
Yes. Cain goes back to work, and a bouncing ball slowly out towards second. And the flip to Buster Posey in plenty of time to get the Braves pitcher one up and one man down. So like Garcia, Cain's getting the ball on the ground a little bit here early. He's got a couple of strikeouts, 3 groundouts, 2 flyouts to left.
Yeah, they both look sharp.
Ender struck out his first time up. Inciarte, a lifetime .267 hitter in San Francisco. He has a career homer here. A number of those at bats came for Ender while he was a member of the Diamondbacks. Perez will watch that one trickle by. It's quickly 0-2. That's Steve Kowalski, the first base ball dude. They don't have ball boys or ball girls here. They call them ball dudes or ball dudette if it's a young lady. Posey at first, smothered that like a catcher, and he'll take it to the bank for the second out. Steve Kowalski's from Point Richmond. And he's the owner of a clock company that designed the Giants center field scoreboard clock. So Steve's off to a good start. And David Schwartz is the third base ball dude. He's an optician from Marin County. They have great fan relations here.
They're bundled up.
Downstairs for Brandon Phillips, who bounced out to second his first time up. And a bell-tie strike. And you're right, both Cain and Garcia looking very sharp.
Well, especially for Cain, when he really now in his career needs it, those secondary pitches and throwing for strikes. He's doing just that. He's already had 4 0-2 counts through the first 10 batters.
Two balls and a strike. And right back to the mound. That was a missile. And Cain made a nice play to field his position and retire Phillips and the Braves in the third. Of the week. This week's question is, what aspect of this Braves team has you most excited this year? Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using the hashtag #That'sWhatILike, and your tweet could be used on the Braves Live postgame show. A lot to like about Jaime Garcia so far tonight. He's got 2 scoreless innings. He's got the bottom of the lineup card coming up in the San Francisco third. Arroyo, CAIN, and Denard Span again.
A lot of talk about this young man. Former first-round draft pick out of Florida, the state of Florida. He's 21. He'll be 22 in a couple of days, and one of their prized prospects, but he's really struggling. 0 for his last 18, and the talk is whether or not he should stay or go back to AAA.
Fly ball to right. That's playable for Nick Markakis. He'll dodge the Seagulls and put it away for the first out. So Arroyo, 0 for his last 19 now, is retired. Matt Cain's coming up. He's the Giants pitcher. He's got a couple of hits this year. Mentioned all those 200+ inning seasons for Matt Cain. Injuries have really wrecked his last couple of years. Starting with bone chips in his elbow. Then he had forearm problems. Then his hamstring started barking. And after 6 straight 200+ inning seasons, the last 3 years, 2014, 2015, and 2016, Matt Cain's pitched 240 total innings.
Yeah, they've been trying to piece him back together, and they've done that, but he's had to reevaluate how he pitched and do things a little differently. And for the most part, it's been good. He's just had a rough month of May so far, and to hear Giants folks tell it, he really hasn't pitched that poorly. He's had bad luck, but an 8 ERA in the month of May is an 8 ERA.
At 4.91, the ERA mark entering tonight's action. He's got 3 scoreless innings under his belt. He's behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Garcia just struck him out looking, and there's the second out of the home third. He's got good stuff tonight.
You know, all
hit
three,
an infield hit.
Take it back. I was going to say all 3 strikeouts looking, but that's not the case. Belt swung and missed.
Denard Span signed a 3-year contract in January of last year. After a couple of years with the Washington Nationals. And Span takes a strike. Last year, Denard played 143 games, banged out 152 hits, scored 70 runs.
That's a good year. But man, he can slow a game down. Everybody's got to wait and get in their place and hold their mouth just right before he's going to get in the box and hit. Asking for time from the umpire.
That's a little Ryan Braun-like, isn't it?
Yes. And he was talking to somebody.
No balls, 2 strikes. And he asks for and is granted time again. Mentioned the time Denard had with the Nationals 2 years ago, just 61 games. Hip, back, and core muscle injuries sent him to the DL 3 separate times.
He was one of those guys that the Nationals kept running through center fielders and they couldn't find anybody. I mean, he was good and is a good center fielder, but they couldn't keep him on the field.
This man 33 years old. Now it's a 1-2, and he bangs that towards short. Dansby charges and throws on to first in time. Another ground ball out for Jaime Garcia, and our scoreless duel heads to the 4th inning in San Fran.
Jaime Garcia pitching for the Braves, and he's coming off of his best start of the year. Kurt Suzuki caught him in that last game, and he said the key to that start was his fastball command. He also said that he's really been working on that curveball, and it was extremely effective. Now, this allowed them to play around a little bit more because he had such good movement on and was locating his two-seamer that they really weren't afraid if they fell behind in the count because they were confident that he could throw it for a strike. They said the game plan has not changed per game. It's been the same game plan. He just executed pitches really well and got early outs, and Chip and Joey seems to be doing that pretty well today too.
He has done it very well, Kelsey. 3 scoreless innings for Jaime Garcia. The only hit, a little infield dribbler by Eduardo Nunez. So let's see if Atlanta can give him a run here in the 4th inning. Second time through the order for Matt Cain. Nick Markakis has one of the 2 Atlanta hits. Nick had a second inning 2-out double.
It was really cool to see today before they had their pitchers and hitters meeting to go over the Giants. Sitting at a table were Jaime Garcia and Tyler Flowers, and it was almost like there was a tutor. Tyler Flowers had notebooks spread out. They were going up and down the lineup and their backup players and discussing how we were going to pitch these guys tonight. This is what we probably should do. These are my notes. This is what I have on record. And Jaime was a willing student, and literally they had notebooks, spiral notebooks.
Line drive to right, Ruggiano back, and he makes the catch. Markakis retired, 1 out.
And it was cool to see what kind of information Tyler had and the copious notes that he's collected through the years. Really good info.
So the Braves battery well prepared tonight as Matt Kemp stands in. Matt flied out to left to end the Atlanta first. Markakis a first inning double. Tyler Flowers a second inning single. Those are your Atlanta hits, and Kemp pops one out of play. The Dodger-Giant rivalry, one of the greatest in all of sports, and it never dies, does it? If you're a Dodger, Giants fans don't like you. They may respect you, but they don't like you, and vice versa.
And it was bred into you when you sign with the Dodgers or Giants to hate the other side.
To the right side, POSEY can't get that. And Matt Kemp has an opposite field single. His 33rd hit in the month of May. And that's good work on the road continues. That's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot feature.
Gotta like that. 3 homers, 14 RBIs in those last 10. Awesome slugging percentage. And 2 longtime opponents in the National League West chatting it up over there at first.
Matt Adams hit it hard to left, but was retired. And a ground ball into right field. Skips past Kemp. That's going to make the turnaround second. He's going to chug to third, and Atlanta has its best scoring chance. Runners at the corners with 1 out as Matt Adams has his first hit of the series.
Well, if you're at first base, if you're the runner at first, you better be heads up with this guy up, because he pulls the ball hard, and Kemp was lucky to get his feet out of the way of that one. I know during the homestand it seemed to plague the Braves when they were seemingly getting a good inning started. They'd get some guys on, they'd hit into double plays. Well, the Braves have grounded into more double plays than anybody in the National League, 49 of them. Let's hope that's not something that rears its ugly head right here.
Flowers has been a solid hitter with runners in scoring position, 7 for 25, a .280 mark. Cain dropped one in with the knees for a strike. With San Francisco struggling offensively, an early run for Garcia could loom very large tonight. Tyler didn't offer it that one. It's an even count. Grounded toward third. Tricky hop. Second base 1. First base 2. It is a double play. And the Braves are out of luck in the 4th inning. Cain's sinker saved him in the 4th. Game still scoreless. Struggle with their starting rotation and injuries. Know all about their infielders that were banged up. Christian Yelich had to leave the game the other day. He's been hurt. And Atlanta might get an advantage in this regard after the Angels finish up their series with the Marlins. They've got to fly all the way back home and take on the Braves, who are already here on the West Coast. So hopefully that'll help Atlanta's cause beginning Monday night. So a double play takes Atlanta out of the top of the 4th inning. Jaime Garcia to work in the bottom half with Nunez, Belt, and Posey coming up for San Francisco. No score in game 1. Nunez, an infield hit, stole second, and was stranded in the opening inning for the Giants. That's headed for the gap in right center. Ender got a good jump, though, and slows and makes the catch. One out for Brandon Belt.
If that had sliced a little bit, that would have been problematic. But an easy play for Ender.
Brandon Belt, a 5th-round pick by the Giants in 2009. He was originally selected by the Braves in 2007 in the 11th round. He didn't sign. And then went to Texas. He was a star with the Longhorns. Ground ball to second on the first pitch, takes care of Belt. May have to resod the infield grass after this game. Both CAIN and Garcia doing an excellent job of getting ground ball outs.
Yeah, they are both pitching terrific. Good command. And as Kelsey said, the efforts to try to get first pitch strikes and have good movement on his fastball really paying off.
2 outs for Buster Posey. Seven homers for Posey, every single one of them a solo shot. And if you'll pardon the pun, he's not the Lone Ranger in that category. I believe the Giants' last 19 homers have all been solo homers.
Good grief.
One ball, no strikes. Mile high fly ball to center, but the park's going to hold that one.
That was great because Ender had just been moved over to that exact spot right before that pitch from over in right center.
So it's 3 up, 3 down for Garcia. We're off to the 5th, no score. Braves baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Braves home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Good ball game. 4 scoreless. And Rio Ruiz gets things started in the Atlanta 5th. Dansby Swanson, Jaime Garcia to follow. There have not been many deep counts for either starter in this game. Ball's getting put in play early. Only one hitter has seen more than 5 pitches for either club, and that was Nick Hundley, who saw 7 pitches before striking out to end the second. Fly ball, Belt on the run near the bullpen, and now adjusts right at the line, and he makes the catch for the first out.
It's not an easy adjustment to make when you're a big old lumbery first baseman, but he shows you some athleticism here by not overrunning the ball and then start backpedaling. He stopped and was able to find it, make the catch. Sometimes those big guys, it's not getting going, it's stopping.
Dansby struck out in the second, so he's 0 for 1. And he takes a strike. Lifted to the right side. Ruggiano gives chase. So does Posey. And down by the Braves bullpen, they run out of room. And the count is 0-2. Let's see who the lucky customer will be. The ball dude hands that one to that youngster. Nicely done.
High fives all around. What a smile.
Nothing in 2. And Dansby laid off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's had a couple of different curveballs, and that was the slower version of his curve tonight.
That one scalded toward Nunez, who spears it at the last moment. Threw a laser to first. Dansby hit it hard, but right at the Giants' third baseman for the second out.
Well, and again, the Braves are getting some good swings. They're hitting the ball sharply. But this is Giants defense, ranked 2nd in the National League with only 23 errors combined, and they're making the plays so far.
Biggest play in the game, a double play that took the Braves out of a 1st and 3rd with 1 out situation in the 4th. Now Jaime Garcia is the batter, and he pokes one into the seats. Strike 1. That's hit right at Buster Posey, and Matt Cain matching Garcia's 0 for 0. Home 5th coming up. Alex Wood is unbeaten this year. A sub-2 ERA for the Dodgers, who are 18-8 at home this year. Los Angeles has a really good ball club, but they find themselves in third place, 2.5 games behind the Colorado Rockies at the start of action tonight. And Joe, Colorado winning at home, winning on the road, winning everywhere for Buddy Black.
Yeah, and they blew out the Cardinals tonight, I think 10-0.
Wow. Egads. As Ruggiano leads off for San Francisco in the home fifth. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to third base. Yeah, the Rockies, Anthony Senzatella and Carlos Martinez. Senzatella, one of their 4 rookie starters in rotation. If he was the winner, he's 7-1.
See, they've got 4 rookie starters. They don't know. They don't know what can happen at Coors Field.
Well, exactly. They've been psyched out.
No.
And they're doing this without John Gray. I mean, that's really the exciting thing for the Rockies. As a base hit is hooked by Ruggiano into left field. And that is the second San Francisco hit and the first leadoff man aboard in the ball game for Bruce Bochy. Now Crawford's coming up.
Looked like an off-speed pitch, maybe a breaking ball that he left up there. Yeah, probably a change-up. The first hit, remember, was just a swinging bunt in the first inning.
So Jaime to the stretch for the first time since the first inning. And Crawford is the hitter. He bounced out to second his first time up. Ripped back toward us. And a young lady right below us made a terrific catch. No glove, no problem. That ball was a missile. That was close.
Almost got him.
No balls at a strike. And Crawford didn't get it. We don't see the Giants much. 6 or 7 games a year. And so we don't really get a chance to appreciate a player as good as Brandon Crawford is. It's hard to believe his first big league season was 2011.
I think that was the last time the Braves won a season series from the Giants, too.
Yeah, times have been tough for the Braves out west.
It was about that time.
Lifted into shallow left. Kemp got a late jump. But now he recovers and puts it away for the first out.
It was about that time that Bruce Bochy said to me of Crawford that if he'll pay as much time to his hitting as he does to his hair, he's going to be a heck of a player. So I think he must have done that. Bruce,
that is one great manager.
He's, sure, he's just a great guy.
I will always remember the final game managed by Bobby Cox in the playoffs against the San Francisco Giants, when in the midst of the Giants celebrating their series win over Atlanta, every single one of their players and their coaching staff stopped their celebration and applauded and saluted Bobby Cox.
Yeah, it's a classy act.
Nick Hundley, with the longest at bat by a Giant hitter tonight, is 0 for 1. I know that the NHL has the end of series handshake. That was about as close as that end of series handshake as baseball will ever see. It was great. Let's see if Hundley can hit into a double play. Didn't get that one. It's strike one. Hundley's 33, lives in Henderson, Nevada in the offseason. Hundley spent most of his career with San Diego. A brief stop in Baltimore, 2 years in Colorado, now on a single-year deal with the Giants. And that's out of play, foul 0-2. No score in the fifth in San Francisco. No balls, 2 strikes. And Hundley chased one in the dirt, didn't get it. 2 outs for Jaime Garcia. And that's his 4th strikeout.
Terrific pitch. Breaking ball. It bounced because it was so deep into Tyler Flowers. It's not like he bounced it right at the plate. Just wonderfully located down and out of his reach. Fast approaching that 60 pitch mark we showed you that graphic on earlier.
But great that it's happening near the 5th or 6th inning instead of the 2nd or 3rd. Very economical. And a little ground ball out toward Phillips, who will flip to Swanson at the bag. Another ground out takes care of the Giants and Arroyo in the San Francisco 5th. Top of the order coming up for Atlanta. Great ball game. Thanks for staying up late with us in San Francisco and or in CRT. We'll get things started when we return. The superhero night. Dress like your favorite superhero and cheer on your hometown team as they battle the Miami Marlins. Get your own one-of-a-kind Braves superhero cape as part of the special ticket package. Go to braves.com/superhero for more details.
They're having a good time.
Yeah. It is Star Wars night. It is a great mask.
Open wide.
Yep. Zender Inciarte leads off the top of the 6th inning already. No score. First meeting of the year between the Braves and Giants. 2 more this weekend. We'll see San Fran in late June. They'll make their first and only visit to SunTrust Park. Anders trying to extend his hitting streak to 6 games tonight. This one's popped up behind the plate. That's going to be into the stands. And it's an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Struck him out inside corner, and Ender didn't think much of Jerry Davis's strike zone on that one. Mask comes off for Jerry Davis. Enciarte with a parting shot, and he heads back to the Atlanta dugout. 1 out.
Two-seamer, and he was trying to come back, and Jerry Davis gave it to him.
Ender saying it's not a strike. Jerry Davis disagreed. In his opinion's the only one that counts. Unfortunately, here's Brandon Phillips. He's 0 for 2.
Old Jerry's been around a long time.
One ball, no strikes. Somebody's still chirping in the Atlanta dugout. Grounded toward third, and a fair ball. That's going to bounce into the left field corner. Brandon Phillips around first on his way to second, and he'll stand there with a 2-bagger, and the Atlanta Braves have another threat.
When Brandon goes to that one knee swing, and in this case it suddenly is a fair ball, he's got to dig out of a hole and go and start running. That's kind of hard to do. Good call down there at third base by a man who was born to umpire in this ballpark.
My guy, Chris Siegel. And all of his relatives will gather in just a few innings. Can't wait to show you that. Here's Nick Markakis. 1 on, 1 out, no score. And you're right about Jerry Davis, the home plate umpire. National League umpire beginning in 1982. Jerry's 64 years old as of opening day out of St. Louis, Missouri. No balls at a strike. And a shot to Posey at first. That'll get Phillips to third, but it costs Atlanta a second out. And Matt Kemp is coming up.
3 hard hit balls tonight by Markakis. He's been zeroed in on the speed or lack of it from CAIN.
So Matt Kemp, the right-hand hitter, is next. Matt Adams, the left-hand hitter, is on deck. Kemp singled his last time up.
Before all the injuries set in, Matt Cain was a good pitcher. He wasn't a thrower. He threw harder than he does now, of course, but he could pitch. So all those things he's learned in a 12-year career really beneficial to him now when he's having to kind of reinvent himself. Nice when your first baseman can come over and notice something about your mechanics too and say, hey, you need to.
Yeah, he's got not one but two guys who can fix him on the fly. Cain's had some great years with the Giants. But as you pointed out before the game, he's never reached the magical 20-win mark in a season.
And those really good seasons he did have were overshadowed by Tim Lincecum.
Well, he's gotten ahead of Kemp with Brandon Phillips 90 feet away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maybe he'll throw one in the dirt here. Let's see. He did, but he speared it. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kemp has run the count full.
Best fastball of the night, I think. 92.
Cain out of the windup. Here comes the payoff, and it's grounded to second. And the throw to first is perfect, and Cain strands another Braves runner in scoring position. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them so far tonight, and he'll lead off the home 6th in a scoreless duel. The bottom half of the 6th inning in a scoreless game. Just gorgeous.
As we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast with Jaime, first 60 pitches he can pretty much deal as long as he's not walking a lot of guys, and tonight he hasn't, but he is approaching the 60 pitch mark. We'll see what happens.
Cain jumped all over the first one and hit it a mile and foul.
Well, he can hit. We saw him pull one foul his first time up. I believe he's got 7 career homers.
He does, with 32 RBIs.
Hey man, he's from Dothan, Alabama. He can hit.
So can that guy.
Yeah.
Madison Bumgarner out with a shoulder injury from a motorbike accident, and that missed outside. You know, Ender Inciarte saying, hey,
Yeah.
Call that pitch a strike, Jerry. 1-2. So, pitch number 61 is coming next. That's headed for the stands by the Braves bullpen foul. 1-2 strikes again. I haven't mentioned yet, Matt Cain has a perfect game on his resume. That came in 2012. At that time, the 22nd perfect game in big league history. It was the first in the 130-year history of the Giants franchise. And a swing and a miss. Garcia has his 5th strikeout. Good start for him to the 6th. And now we go to the top of the order. Crisp pitching on a crisp night. 2 ground outs for Denard Span. 1 to second, 1 to short. Right back up the middle and right into center field.
Jaime does a nice job of squaring up to the plate to field his position, but this one went right through his legs. Couldn't get the glove down in time.
Span's only tried to steal 2 bases this year, and he's been caught twice. Nunez, the batter, he's got an infield hit, and he's flied out. Let's see if the Giants try to force the action here in a scoreless 6th inning. Into the seats, right side, strike 1. Mentioned that the Giants got Nunez from the Twins. This man was originally a Yankees farmhand. They signed him as an amateur free agent before the 2004 season. He's out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. And he'll be 30 years old next month. He didn't chase that one high.
Oh, I don't know.
Strike.
Wow. He flicked that bat out there and got it back real quick, but he's lucky that wasn't called a strike, a swing.
He's their hottest hitter. And he's got a man aboard with 1 out, no score. So it's 1-2 now. Breaking ball hit to third. Rios knocked it down. Can't corral it. And everybody's safe. Luis knocked it down, but the ball trickled away. It's an infield hit. And the Giants have 2 on with 1 out. Brandon Belt coming up.
Well, for Rio, the thing that he's thinking here is I'm trying to save a base hit. He doesn't realize that Dansby's right behind him. That actually hit him in the wrist. If he recovers, they can still get the lead runner. If the ball got through him to Dansby, I don't think they're going to turn a double play, but they would have at least gotten that lead guy.
But the double play is still in order, but a dangerous hitter, and Brandon Belt is coming up.
This is an area that's really plagued the Giants too, and that's hitting with runners in scoring position. Their last 8 games, they have a 200 team average.
And for the entire season, they're hitting just 239 in run scoring situations.
0 for 1 tonight, and that was after the base hit and stolen base by Nunez in the first.
Ground ball. Adams got it. He's going to take it to the bag and just beat Belt. Matt Adams wound up and was ready to throw to second, but had a last-second change of heart and just did beat Belt to the first base bag for the 2nd out of the inning.
I don't know what happened there. Maybe the base runner got in his way. No. Nunez was actually staying out of the way. We're going to walk Posey.
He lost the handle.
Yeah, I thought I saw a lot of white, and I couldn't tell if that was the baseball or part of his glove.
So on replay, we could see that Adams didn't have a firm grip on the baseball, and Atlanta will intentionally walk Posey. No way do you pitch to him in this spot. And they'll take their chances with Ruggiano, who has one of the Giants' 4 hits. Ruggiano is one of those San Francisco hitters who's really struggled with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Coming into play tonight, he's 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position.
Well, anytime you got the bases loaded, you like to get ahead in the count. Your odds of getting out of this problem are so much better if you get ahead. But with Ruggiano, he's going to try to ambush that first one if it's anywhere close.
Span, Nunez, and Posey are the runners. Jaime's going to work out of the windup. And a breaking ball missed.
Good choice.
The infield hit play looming large in the inning. Giants haven't cashed it in yet. They're loaded with 2 outs. And a little dribbler hit toward 3rd. Rio charges, gloves, grabs, fires to first, and Jaime Garcia got another big ground ball out. San Francisco's runner in scoring position struggles continue, and we head to the 7th, no score. start a 3-city road trip tonight.
And only one walk between the two gentlemen, and that was an intentional pass we just saw to Buster Posey. Both guys on their game, scoreless. 1 run would be huge right now for either one of them. 52 pitches for Cain, 75 for Cain, 71 for Garcia. And no long innings in terms of a pitch count.
So it's Matt Adams to start the 7th. Matt's 1 for 2. And that's up and away from Cain. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The most pitches thrown by either pitcher in 1 inning was just now in the bottom of the 6th. Excuse me, the 2nd inning by Garcia. We threw 17. And the same with Cain.
Well, you mentioned in our opening comments, one of the troubles the Giants have had is hitting with men at 2nd and 3rd base. Another one's their bullpen. As this one's cued toward 3rd. Nunez has it. Long throw, close play, and he got Adams by a half step. 1 out. Cain's spot is due 4th when San Francisco comes up in the bottom half of the inning. So maybe Atlanta can force his pitch count up, get him out, and take some cracks with their relief corps.
I can't imagine that Bochy wants to go to his bullpen anytime that he doesn't have to.
Unless he absolutely has to.
Yeah.
That's why a heavy workload in this inning would be nice. Key play in the game came when Tyler Flowers was up last time. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Tyler hit into a double play. And just took ball 1. Tyler was shaking his head at that pitch called a strike. The first one might have been better. Blown outside, ball 2. Tyler's in the driver's seat. 3 balls and a strike. That's Cain's first 3-ball count. He has, like Garcia, had impeccable command tonight. Foul ball at the plate, full count.
He's getting good movement, as we saw on that call that was made on Ender Inciarte, a 2-seamer that backed up close enough for the call. That was a good sinker.
To the left side. Nunez can't cut it off, and Tyler Flowers has another hit. Right between the 3rd baseman and shortstop. And Flowers 2 for 3.
Good sinker, stayed on it. Cain got what he wanted, a ground ball, but it had eyes and got through.
So Rio's coming up. He's 0 for 2. Rio's from Covina, California. It's about 250 miles south of San Francisco. He has a healthy cut, fouls it straight back. Betting Rio's going to have a lot of friends and family down in Anaheim.
You know it.
Take on the Angels next week.
Back in the 2nd inning, after Flowers singled on a 2-2 pitch, he was running. Ruiz hit a ground ball, got him over to 2nd. But there have been so many ground balls hit tonight. A hit and run might be in the wind here.
Sharply hit. Posey knocked it down. He'll have only 1 play. And he steps on the bag for the second out.
He does go into that catcher's block to keep the ball from getting by him. He's good at that.
Among first basemen, Buster Posey leads all men manning that position in fewest passed balls. So Dansby Swanson's intentionally walked, and Jaime Garcia will step in with 2 on and 2 out.
It's so funny. I'm still trying to get used to this automatic, just going to first. And I see Dansby down there taking off his gear and handing it to Eddie Prism. Going, how'd that guy get there? Who is that?
Jaime's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs. And foul away.
He got a good pitch to hit. Pitched a great game against the Braves late in the year with the Cardinals. I think he won that game 1-0, didn't he?
He did.
And drove in the only run.
That's correct. This will be a great spot for his first RBI. And he's 1 for 13 at the plate. A career 145 hitter. Pickoff play. Not in time. Crawford snuck in behind Tyler Flowers. It was close. The Giants will take a look.
Well, you could just kind of hear the groundswell from the fans. They saw it developing. They saw Crawford bolt behind him, and they knew Tyler was a long way off the bag. Fortunate to get back.
See if that shortens up his lead at second base. No balls in his strike. Sharply hit and through a base hit. They're going to wave Flowers. Belt loads up. Here comes his throw. It is up the line. It hits the base runner. 1 run scores. Here comes Dansby. He's going to try. He's in the back door, and Atlanta leads by 2.
Well, there was a lot of traffic around the plate, Chip, when Flowers was trying to score. They'd done a good job of holding him close, but a good break in the crack of the bat. And look where CAIN was. CAIN was kind of almost like a cutoff man himself and retrieved the throw after it hit Flowers, but not in time to keep the streaking Dansby Swanson from scoring.
And Joe, your timing was impeccable. That is Jaime Garcia's first RBI since his RBI against the Braves last August 5th.
Well, it was timely here. And he got 2 for the price of 1.
With a rare giant error thrown in for good measure. So it's 2-0 Atlanta. Garcia helps himself. The intentional walk pays dividends. And in the top of the inning, it's 2-0 Atlanta. Finally breaking through against Matt Cain. Now let's get greedy. Let's see if Ender can bring home the Braves pitcher. Action will begin in the Giants' pen. And that's exactly where Bruce Bochy doesn't want to be, trailing late in the game.
Osich is the left-hander, Morris the right-hander. Osich, the only lefty they have in their pen now after they sent Stephen Okert back to AAA today.
That's because the Giants activated Aaron Hill. He'd been out with a right forearm problem. 1-1 pitch is looped towards second and caught by Arroyo. Atlanta scores 2 runs with 2 outs. Jaime Garcia an RBI and a throwing error sends us to the stretch. moment or two to come out to the mound for his work in the 7th inning. He's got a 2-0 lead. And Joe, back-to-back excellent outings for Jaime Garcia on the mound and now at the plate. That's our Cricket Wireless something to smile about feature.
Well, it is something to smile about because you and I talked about this before the game. Would he be able to back up what he did against the Nationals? And even though it was a loss against Washington, it was his best start as a Brave. Pitched in some tough luck. In that start, he gave up 3 runs and only 1 was earned. And tonight he's been trying to do a little better because he's got him shut out. 4-hitter.
Well, as you said, this is a team and a ballpark that Jaime Garcia has enjoyed facing. Jaime Garcia 3-1 lifetime against the Giants, 3-0 in his last 6 against them, and now very late he's got a 2-run advantage in the bottom part of the Giants order coming up for Bruce Bochy. Crawford, Hundley, and Arroyo, the first 3 for San Fran.
The Braves haven't seen hardly any left-handed starters. I think 3. The Giants have seen a ton of them. They are 9-11 against left-handed starters.
Well, they're going to get Kershaw every series. They've probably gotten Alex Wood a couple of times, and that's just for the Dodgers. So here's Crawford. Crowd buzzing after the 7th inning stretch. Crawford 0 for 2. 2-0 Atlanta. And action begins in the Atlanta bullpen. It's Jose Ramirez starting to get loose.
One of the things lost in that play that got the Braves their 2nd run was the fact that Dansby Swanson scored all the way from first on that.
Well, you knew on the throw to the plate he was going to go first to third, but he must have had a great read on that ball bouncing away, and Ron Washington waved him home.
He couldn't have hesitated at all at third base. He had to just keep motoring.
Now Garcia's got to battle way back. He's behind in the count. 3 balls, no strikes.
One of the things I love about Dansby Swanson, of course, is his youthful exuberance and excitement, genuine excitement. So watch him when he scores and gets up here.
Well, he's just practicing for his bobblehead night.
Yeah, he was fired up.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And Crawford walks to start the inning. And that brings the tying run to the plate. Don't forget, we got the Dansby bobblehead coming up at home. He had an inside the park homer for his first homer, and he slid home in similar fashion. So he's got that play down. And now we'll see if Jaime can bear down here. He'll get a breather as Chuck Hernandez will come out and let him settle down. Remember, he had to run the bases and took a very long time to come out to take his warm-ups.
I was watching him warm up too, and he was not doing anything more than really just playing catch with Tyler Flowers. He didn't really appear to be going into his normal routine and wind up and making pitches. He was just kind of really nice and easy breezing through his 6 or 8 pitches.
Hopefully good news to talk about with you on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. Andre Aldridge standing by in our Atlanta studios with all the news and highlights from around Major League Baseball tonight. Braves try to win their 10th game out of their last 15 played. They've been good on the road. They've won 4 of 5 away from SunTrust Park. They lead tonight 2-0 in San Francisco in the 7th inning. Hundley has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. Let's see if Jaime can get another ground ball at someone. To third and foul.
Now that it's gotten dark here, I noticed, and I don't know if they're new this year, but they look like the halogen lights that the Braves have at SunTrust Park on the light standards. First year for them here too, and it's a nice soft light, but a well-lit stadium.
I've got Jaime with 9 ground ball outs. He's got 5 strikeouts. Hundley, the 7th place hitter. Well, San Fran hits in the 7th. And a good stop by Flowers. It's an even count.
Ian Kroll has now gotten up with Ramirez.
Downstairs, ball 2. Christian Arroyo is the on deck man. He's 0 for his last 20. Now the 2-1. It stayed high, ball 3.
Well, after Arroyo, as you pointed out, is Matt Cain's spot, and they've got 4 different right-handed hitters they could call upon, including Aaron Hill, who they just activated today.
Mike Morse is available too. Fly ball toward the gap right center. Ender on the run. Great jump. He got there. And back to first goes Crawford as Hundley is retired for the first out.
Isn't it a comfort for Braves fans when the ball's hit in the air, even toward the gap, and you know there's a guy out there and go get it?
There, Gary Maddox, the Phillies outfielder. The old saying, 2/3 of the earth is covered by water, the rest is covered by Maddox. Feel kind of the same way with Ender. Now the double plays in order if Arroyo will oblige. Michael Morse is on deck. 1 on, 1 out, 2-run Atlanta lead. Ground ball to second. Phillips will flip to Dansby, and he hangs on. And that's the force play for the second out. So will Morse be allowed to hit with 2 outs, or will he be called back? Let's see what Bruce Bochy has in mind.
They may be checking to see if Dansby was on the bag.
And apparently not enough evidence for the Giants to challenge the call, and indeed Morse will bat for Matt Cain, who departs after 7 innings of 2-run ball.
He had the bag.
So will be Michael Morse. And as Morse is announced, looks like that is going to be the end of the line for Jaime Garcia. What an outing for the Braves left-hander, coming off an 8-inning, 1 earned run performance against the Nationals. Jaime Garcia tonight has gone 6 2/3 innings of shutout ball against the San Francisco Giants. Ramirez versus Morse, the matchup. We'll see how it works out when we return in a moment. very proud of his work tonight. Jaime Garcia with 6 2/3 of shutout ball, and he's provided the lone RBI for Atlanta tonight in a 2-run game.
What was it that Tim Hudson calls it, an American Legion game? You know, throw a shutout and hit a homer. He's just about done that tonight. Jose Ramirez, who sits up well for the Braves bullpen, was 7th, 8th, and 9th. Jose would like to forget about the outing against Pittsburgh the other night when he was asked to be the closer and couldn't finish it up in the 9th inning when Vizcaino and Johnson were getting a night off. But otherwise, he's pitched great. And of the inherited runners he has this year, 6 of them, only 1 has scored.
A king-sized pinch hitter is coming out for the Giants. It's Michael Morse. 4 pinch hits this year, including a home run. He was a non-roster player with the Giants. He was called up April 26th.
Didn't play last year.
And he hits the first one right back to the mound. Ramirez bobbles and fires to first in time. It wasn't pretty, but it sure was effective. We are through 7. Atlanta leads game 1. Shutout ball by Jaime Garcia and Jose Ramirez. And as we get set to go to the 8th inning, let's check in with Andre Aldridge back in Atlanta with tonight's big story. In San Francisco is the work of Jaime Garcia. He leads 2-0 after 7 innings of play, and the Braves have found themselves in the Giants bullpen. Brian Morris, a former Marlin, who's also dealt with his share of injury problems this year, is the first reliever for San Francisco, and he'll have Phillips, Markakis, and Kemp coming up for Atlanta.
Good fastball, tops out at about 94. Slider and curveball. He had some weird stuff happen to him in spring training.
Brandon Phillips has a double tonight and takes the ball.
He had signed a minor league deal with the Giants, and during spring training he was dealing with some muscle issues, so he was kind of sidetracked, and then he got into live BP one day and somebody hit a comebacker and he suffered a hairline fracture in his right foot right after he'd gotten back in shape.
And you've been in major league locker rooms your entire life. I'm sure when that took place, someone said, "Stay hot." That is rough duty. It sort of sums up the season for the Giants. So many of their guys have been banged up. No balls, 2 strikes, and in the dirt. Good work for Phillips over the last week and a half. He's our Zaxby's indescribably good player. Double digits in doubles now for Brandon.
Well, that's pretty good OPS. for a 10-game stretch.
Little insurance wouldn't hurt. In San Fran, the pitch is skied toward right. Luciano on the run. He's going to have room. Biggest part of the ballpark. Phillips gave it a ride. That might have been a homer at home. But instead, it's out number 1. Brian Morris is a pretty good relief pitcher with the Marlins. They got him from the Pirates in 2014, and he was terrific down the stretch that year. 2015 pitched in 67 games, but then last year that workload might have caught up with him. Back problems, a lumbar disc herniation put him on the DL, and he missed almost the entire season. He pitched in just 24 games for the Fish. Looks healthy now, and he's trying to help stabilize a Giants pen that's been a Giant problem.
Yeah, 2 years ago, 67 games, 5-4 with a 3.14 ERA.
Two balls, no strikes. Nick has a double in 3 tries. That came in the opening inning. And he's way ahead, 3-0. And made him throw a strike. I was really shocked when you talked about his home road offensive splits. That doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, I don't. It's funny when something crops up like that and you haven't noticed it being that drastic.
140-point batting average difference for Nick Markakis. Higher on the road than at SunTrust, and he takes a 1-out walk with Matt Kemp coming up.
But he did not have a good homestand. That kind of lent to the bad average at home. I'll say 8 for 38 at home during the homestand. That was not like Nick. Again, those road batting averages. Jed Jerko, the Cardinals at the top, but Nick and Matt back to back in 3rd and 4th.
I hope you heard that at home as Kemp digs in. Very polite crowd here.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking now. Yeah. Someone said, "We don't like you." As Matt Kemp digs in. Got a couple sitting right in front of us who are new to the game of baseball. They've made their way to San Francisco from Australia. First, the 0-1 pitch, which is low. We overheard their conversation in between innings. They're apparently making a drive all the way up and down the west coast of the United States, and they stopped in San Francisco and came to the ball game tonight. Wonder if they've ever seen a major league game before tonight.
Pretty cool.
Time call.
That'll bring out some boos.
One ball, one strike. Osich throwing in the Giants pen. Vizcaino for the Braves down the right field line. Something you used to see in a major league park all the time. The bullpen catcher or the reserve catcher is standing guard duty with the catcher's back to home plate. One got away from Hundley, and it's all the way to the screen.
I think that was supposed to be a slider, and it just didn't cut into his glove like he was expecting it to. That, and it was well off the mark in terms of location too. Hundley set up outside and the pitch inside.
That was scored a passed ball as he got leather on it. But uncharacteristically tonight, the Giants have made 2 errors. One an official error, that one a mistake by the catcher or the pitcher in the execution. It puts a runner in scoring position for Kemp with 1 out. Roller toward third. Nunez looks Markakis back and makes a strong throw. 2 outs. Adams the hitter. Let's see if Morris is allowed to face him, or if they'll just go ahead and put him on. Looks like Bruce Bochy's going to signal for the intentional walk. So they move Adams to first to get to Tyler Flowers. Tyler's got 2 more hits tonight. Big difference in these teams is hitting with runners in scoring position. The Braves came in at 276 as a club. The Giants at 239. Another run sure would make things a little more comfortable. That missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Good cut and ripped foul and out of play. And our first Seagull has made an appearance.
Well, second.
You know what? You're right.
There was the first.
I sure wish his name would have been Jonathan Livingston. No such luck. 1 ball, 1 strike. For Tyler Flowers, 2 on, 2 out, 2-run Atlanta game. Sharply hit. Crawford at short. Knocked down by that blast. Throw off target. Posey came off the bag and applied the tag. And that will end the inning. Nice play by Crawford. If he doesn't make that play, the Braves pick up another run. Instead, Atlanta strands 2 in the 8th. They lead by 2. Giants have a good defensive ball club. The top of their orders coming up in the home 8th. More good news happening, Joe, down on the farm. Let's start with the Gwinnett Braves and Mel Rojas Jr. He's having quite a first 2 months.
Yeah, tearing it up. Sean Newcomb also pitching really well. And as soon as Sean Newcomb can cut down on those walks, he's going to have an excellent shot of pitching in the big leagues at some point this year. Colby Allard took a loss yesterday, only his second of the year, pitched well. And Travis Demerit, 12 doubles, 7 homers. Got to like that. Ian Anderson last night, awesome. 6 innings, 11 strikeouts. He was the first pick in the draft for the Braves last year.
So good news down on the farm. Good news tonight in San Fran. Home 8th. Braves lead 2-0. Top of the order coming up for the Giants. Span, Nunez, and Belt. And Arodys Vizcaino is coming on. We need a no drama 8th out of the Braves reliever tonight.
Side note to the Gwinnett game last night. They got beat 4-1 by Buffalo. Lucas Sims suffered the loss. But the winning pitcher was Matt Latos. And there was a 2-run homer hit off Lucas Sims by Jared Saltalamacchia.
Okay.
Toronto Farm Club.
Wow. One ball, one strike for Denard Span. And that's down and away. Vizcaino's on quite a run. He hasn't given up a run since April 23rd. He's behind the Nationals, the Giants, I mean, leadoff man, the former National, Denard Span. Let's whistle back toward us. It's 2-2. Braves bullpen had a 22 1/3 scoreless streak from May 27th till May 23rd. Last 2 games against the Pirates, they gave up a ton of runs. Let's see if they can start a new long scoreless streak here in San Francisco and continue it on the road trip. During that 22 inning scoreless run, 51 hitless at bats. That was the longest single season streak for any team's bullpen in the expansion era, starting from 1961. That was incredibly impressive.
Very.
Ramirez got a big out in the 7th. Vizcaino facing Span to start the 8th. And a fly ball toward right center. Markakis backpedaling is there, and Span's retired for the first out. Always good to get that first one in a 2-run game. Here's Nunez.
Yeah, you take the out. He'd just thrown a fastball, though, 99 the pitch before that Span couldn't catch up to, and then he goes to his secondary pitch, speeds up his bat with a breaking ball, and he hit it hard.
Nunez, a nice night at the plate and a field. He's got a couple of infield hits and a stolen base. As we told you, he's been their hottest hitter. He'll take a 12-game hitting streak into action tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will feature Mike Fultonevich and Ty Block. First pitch 10:05 Eastern time. Braves live at 9:30. Popped up right in front of us.
That was a little different from Arodys in that he usually comes set for a good pause before he kicks, but he kind of not all one motion, but a real quick move to the plate, almost like the quick pitching.
Another 0-2, and it's grounded toward third. Rio's got it, and Adams dug it out. 2 outs. And here's the guy you want to get. You don't want to face Buster Posey with a man aboard.
No.
Belt tonight is 0 for 3. He has struck out and grounded out twice. One thing that troubles you about Belt is not only his power, but his patience. He has walked 30 times. That is good for 5th in the National League. And that's exactly what the Giants would like to see, with Posey waiting next. They want this guy on base. One ball, no strikes.
Mark Melancon's gone down to the Giants bullpen. Their closer.
Good pitch.
And you know what that's about? That's Bruce Bochy looking ahead to Belt getting on base and the possibility of Posey hitting one out here to tie it up. While Contos continues to throw, Melancon, he wants him down there to start playing with catch. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Two balls and a strike. Let's see if Aroldis can rally from a 3-1 count.
Only one walk in his last 4 outings.
And Belt does take the walk. And now you do have to face Posey with the Giants first baseman representing the tying run.
And Melancon starts playing catch.
Well, as we said, all of Posey's homers have been solo shots. He's only knocked in 11 runs. He's got a man on here. He had a man on in the first inning as well. And could not come through for San Fran. Buster's 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. Hammered foul. Remember the great Chipper Jones tribute video that players from around Major League Baseball put together for his retirement ceremony? One thing Buster Posey said, he promised he'd never say yickety again. Let's hope he's true to his word here.
Pretty good.
Oh, and 1. Flowers smothered that. In a close game, doesn't matter how many outs you get. When you walk somebody, you can sense your blood pressure.
It changes the whole dynamic.
It's incredible.
Yeah, especially at this part of the order. I don't care if Posey is hitting 217 with a runner at first.
1-1 pitch.
I mean, it changes the way you pitch. It changes how careful all of a sudden you have to pitch. And the ball's not coming out of your hand quite as nicely as it was early in the inning.
Two and 1. And Posey pops it up. Can anybody catch up to it? Adams, Phillips, Markakis. It's going to drop foul. It seemed to hang up in the air forever, but too much ground for the right side of the Braves diamond to catch up to it.
Let's see where Phillips is playing. He's up the middle. He's got a mile to go. The outfielders are playing deep to try to prevent a double or a ball being hit over their head. So too far for Nick to go. And Adams is holding the runner. It was no chance for anybody.
But it does get Vizcaino back in the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another sellout crowd Awaits a 2-2 pitch for Buster Posey. And it's dribbled toward third. Rio's got it, sets and fires, and Vizcaino is out of the 8th inning.
98-mile-an-hour heater got in on him.
Atlanta will take a 2-0 lead to the fateful 9th inning in San Francisco.
Of the Atlanta Braves and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
What a great game in San Francisco. The Braves got 2 runs in the 7th. All the offense coming off the bat of Jaime Garcia, who also pitched 6 2/3 innings of 4-hit shutout ball tonight. And Atlanta will try to add some insurance against George Cantos.
His 22nd game. And he's been like a lot of their hitters. He's been better at home than on the road. Opponents are just 5 for 31 against him at home. A lot of cutters, 4-seamers, and a changeup.
He'll face Rio Ruiz, who looks for his first hit tonight. The Giants do such a great job with their game presentation here. They do an incredible job with their media relations department. And in their media guide, they have a section for most of their players called Giants Gems. It's just great factoid stuff for players we don't see very often. In the case of George Cantos, this guy is truly living an American dream. I'll explain after the 0-1 pitch, which is cut on and missed. George is Greek on both sides of his family. His mom and dad's family, both from a town outside Sparta called Garaki. His dad, Nicholas, grew up in a house that was 200 years old, and his parents came to the States when they were kids. So George is truly a first-generation American. They settled in Lincolnwood, Illinois, and his granddad was a farmer who produced olives and olive oil. When he came to the States in the 1960s, his grandfather worked as a custodian at Northwestern University, which is where George ended up going to school. And a swing and a miss by Rio retires him for the first out. In fact, the Cantos family was so quintessentially Greek American that Cantos's first language was Greek. When his parents enrolled him in elementary school in the Chicago suburbs, couldn't speak English. He had to learn it on the fly. Became a huge Cubs fan, and then accepted a scholarship to play baseball at Northwestern, and was drafted by the Yankees in 2006. Here's Dansby, and a ground ball to third. Nunez has that go through the wickets. The Giants, as we said, just 23 errors all year. They've made 2 tonight. Nunez has committed his 4th of the season, and Swanson's aboard with 1 out.
And he's handled some chances that were tougher than this one. Just came up on this one a little bit. And Danny Santana will hit for Vizcaino.
So all help's appreciated. Let's see what Santana can do. Danny had an 0 for 18 run, I believe it was. But now 2 hits in his last 3 at bats. And both those hits doubles. Take another one of those right here if Contos will oblige. Jim Johnson is up and throwing. He'll pitch the 9th.
Saw Ruiz swinging over the top of that cutter 3 times. Santana just did the same thing. His 4-seamers in the low 90s. And his cutter is in the upper 80s, so it's a tough pitch.
Dansby faked from first and slammed on the brakes. Hundley came out of the chute ready to throw. And Santana now behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Grounded toward first. Posey steps on the bag. High throw, and they got him. How about that double play started by Buster Posey? That ends the Atlanta 9th. We go to the bottom half. It's 2-0 Braves. Jim Johnson's coming on. By joining us for Kids Week at SunTrust Park, June 5th through June 8th. Each day has something special, so join us for unique kids experiences and giveaways all week long. Go to Braves.com/kidsweek and get all the details. Atlanta 2, the Giants 0. Pitching has been spectacular for the Braves in game 1 of the road trip. Jim Johnson will try to continue that. He's coming on to try to earn his 10th save.
21st game. I know it was crushing to him a couple of nights ago to not be in the ball game when the Braves had the lead in the 9th, but he needed some rest. Braves were not able to close the deal. Went on to lose the game, but he's back out there tonight.
Ruggiano, Crawford, Hundley are the first three scheduled for San Francisco. 2-0 Braves. And Ruggiano backed away from a belt high fastball. Strike one. And when Jim is right, that's exactly what he does. Strike one, strike two.
He's good at that. And sometimes that strike one is that slow curve that nobody's looking for from a closer.
Just barely fouled away. Ruggiano's still alive. Strike three at the knees. There's the first out in the ninth.
Looked like a pitch he gave up on. That might have been a two-seamer that came back. Absolutely. That came back to the middle of the plate. No complaints there.
Nice framing by Tyler Flowers. Here's Crawford. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's a little low. Anthony's 2 balls and a strike. Giants are 2-25 this year when trailing after 8 innings of play. Right back to the mound. Johnson earns the second out. And if this score holds, this will be the 19th game that the Giants have scored 2 or fewer runs. So Atlanta's 1 out away from their first shutout of an opponent this year. And Bruce Bochy looks a little dazed because after the Giants had won 9 of 11 games, all of a sudden their defense let them down tonight, and the bats have gone completely silent. Hundley, the final hope. He's 0 for 3 and a strike.
There's that slow curve to start him. It's a great pitch. San Francisco has been shut out 4 times coming in.
One ball, 1 strike for Hundley. Christian Arroyo's spot is due next, but Joe Panik has grabbed the bat. And Atlanta's a strike away.
And what a difference it makes when you come in throwing strikes, huh? Put the hitters on the defensive right away.
So the 2-2 pitch, bouncing ball, foul.
That rest did Jim some good. Looks sharp. Ball's coming out of his hand nicely.
Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. That's your ball game. The Braves have shut out the Giants by a final score of 2-0. This was Jaime Garcia's night. 6 2/3 innings, a 4-hit shutout ball, and Jaime Garcia drove in the lone RBI for Atlanta. The second run scored on a throwing error, and a great way, Joe, to start this long Western trip.
And it exactly that, because the Braves have played so poorly against the Western Division over the last 2 or 3 years. To start it off with a win and a shutout is big time.
Jaime Garcia earns his second victory of the season. Matt Cain's the loser. He's 3-3. Jim Johnson's 10 save earns the Braves their 21st win. 2-0 is the final. More good things to talk about on the Braves Live postgame show presented by Xfinity. Joe and I will join you for that right after this.